Hey folks, welcome back. We're going to be staining or sealing these chairs today with some tung oil and mix that with some citrus solvent. It's a very natural process, sort of organic, not a lot of chemicals. We got these chairs about a year ago. They look very nice. They're cedar furniture. They are starting to a little bit fade. They're starting to a little bit wear. So we're going to seal these and get them sealed for the weather. We're going to citrus solvent mixed with tung oil in different proportions. We'll go through the process. We're going to do multiple coats over a few days or multiple days. And we got our protective wear and our brushes and our mixing bucket. All right, and I'm going to show you chairs side by side. We'll do one chair at a time so you can compare before and after picture. And we'll get one chair going. This is a dark tung oil, so it's going to stain the chair a little bit darker and a little bit darker than this natural finish. And we're going to keep the chairs side by side so you can see the difference as we progress. Let's get started. All right, that's coat number one. It's looking good already. I like it. It's looking a little darker. It's a little shiny. It spreads out really easily. It doesn't take a lot of this tung oil to get going. So I did probably about 5 glugs of the dark tung oil, 5 glugs of the citrus solvent, or maybe not even that much. And we did go back for a little bit more, but it got the chair covered. We still have to get the bottom of the chair, but it's looking good. That's coat number one. Let's let it dry and we'll be back. Okay folks, this is 2 coats. It's looking a little darker. It looks beautiful. It looks nice. I still think we can go a little darker, but and technically you could stop here and it would look great. Let me show you what it looks like up close. We are sanding between coats, and now that the second coat is on, I can't tell where I sanded, so it did go away. I was kind of worried that the sanding kind of messed it up, but it did not. This is 2 coats. I think we're going to keep going. We'll see. It's not sticky, and we're going to sand this, and when you sand you should see a little white shimmer pop up, and as long as it's not sticky we can continue. And so we're doing at least 24 hours between coats. That's kind of the recommendation. So let's get started on coat number 3. Well folks, it has been a few weeks. We had some company come in town, and we had a lot of rain, a lot of humidity. We have not gotten back to this chair, but that gave it time to soak in. It's been about a month. We stopped at 3 coats right when it started raining. We couldn't do the 4th coat, but I don't think we need to. I think we're going to come back next year, probably do another round of this. I think, you know, you're kind of supposed to touch it up every year, every 2 years. That dark tung oil did stain in the first pass, the first coat, more than the 2nd and 3rd coat. The 2nd and 3rd coat, you know, obviously they're soaking in, they're helping, but most of the color came from that first coat. But you can see here the difference between, this is the raw cedar. I kind of got used to this very sanded, very dry feel. There is a tiny bit of tack to this. For the first week or so, you know, you could actually get some of the oil to come off. Nothing's coming off now, but you will feel it. Maybe after a few months it goes away, I'm not sure. But I mean, we're 1 month in, and there's a tiny bit of tactile tack to the way that the chair feels that obviously isn't there with, you know, bare dry wood. But it looks gorgeous. I mean, I love the look, and as soon as we get the second one done, they're going to look great together. Maybe with 4, 5, 6 coats is what I hear is recommended. Maybe it would get a little darker, but obviously it's a lot more work. You're going to keep sanding, you're going to keep having to put a coat on. Our first coat and second coat both were a 50-50 mix with the citrus solvent, and the third coat was a 75 to 25 dark tung oil with citrus solvent respectively. But this is looking great. The only thing I've noticed so far being done is it does scratch. If you were to sand it, it would bring all the white, kind of like a white sanded look out of the wood and the tung oil. So I wouldn't, you know, your final coat, I would just let it sit, don't sand it. There was one thing that I noticed after we were done, and it did sit for a while. There were a couple spots that I didn't see that had collected towards the bottom and the back of the chair, where all the solvent and the stain, the dark tung oil, had all come together and formed a little drip. That drip hardened. Basically just scraped it off with a knife, but that was only basically a little couple spots that nobody would even see anyway. And I do recommend what we use, the dark tung oil. If you use tung oil without that dark stain in there, I don't actually know what they put in there that makes it dark, but it does look good. If you don't have the dark one, you're just going to get a little bit of, you know, yellow, kind of like a yellow color on the cedar. But I like this. The dark tung oil to me makes it look a little bit more authentic and antique. It's going to look more like a, you know, basically a stain, you know, almost like a country store chair. Okay, folks, we're going to finish the second one and put them away, put them on the porch and start using them. Folks, let me know what you think. Leave a comment if you like the dark tung oil, if you would have used regular tung oil. Let me know if you prefer the natural finish without any sealant. It probably won't last as long, but it definitely looks nice. I like that too. Give us a like, hit subscribe, and we'll see you next time on Homestead, y'all.